All right, so we will go ahead and begin. We are thrilled to have you join the Treatment and Recovery Resource Meeting. This meeting is a product of the Treatment and Recovery Committee for the Governor's Alabama Opioid Overdose and Addiction Council. These virtual calls are designed to provide valuable insights, resources, and support for professionals involved in helping someone gain access to treatment and recovery resources. Each meeting will feature 3 dynamic speakers representing different organizations who will share the resources they have available to support our important work in the field of treatment and recovery. These meetings will occur on the first and third Wednesday of every month at 12 p.m. So please continue to join us as they occur throughout the year and feature new agencies with each meeting. The Zoom link will remain the same for each meeting this calendar year. Each agency will have 15 minutes to share about services and referrals, followed by 5 minutes for any questions our attendees may have. We ask all participants to remain muted during the presentations. When we open up for Q&A, you can unmute yourself to ask a question, or if you'd like to put it in the chat, one of us can ask it. Without further delay, I'm excited to introduce the 3 agencies for today, which are ALR Hope, the ARC Dothan, and Rural Addiction Prevention. So we will go ahead and start with the ARC Dothan.
Okay, hello, my name is Jeff Peacock. I'm the executive director of the ARC in Dothan. Our organization's been in existence for about 24 years, so we'll celebrate our 25th year next year. We have been in recovery. We're a Christian recovery ministry. We're accredited through ACRM, and we've been doing that. We're in our 9th year of that. We have 75 beds. We're also working on completing 25 apartments for aftercare. And we house on average about 50 men and women. Our women are housed at another location. We provide, food, clothing, all the necessities. I think we serve about 54,000 meals a year. We provide transportation. We provide basic health care through a partnership we do with the Samaritan's Clinic, which is another nonprofit agency that is right about 2 blocks from us. I don't know if I mentioned we're in Dothan, Alabama, so we're in Southeast Alabama. We help with birth certificates, driver's license, IDs. We require everyone under the age of 55 that does not have a high school diploma or GED to enroll in GED classes. We have about 15% of our residents are enrolled in college or trade school, so we help assist them with enrolling in those. We have a really good employment readiness program. Of course, we help with things like budgeting and interviewing, parenting classes. We do work with DHR to help reconcile families. And in the last 9 years, we've had 100% employment placement for those that were eligible for employment. So we're able to get folks employed. Just kind of some statistics. About 95% of our men and women come from broken families. And we have, of those 5% of families that what we would call, a traditional family, 70% of those introduce their children introduce them to drug or alcohol use or crime. And then we also, another statistic that was pretty interesting, about 50% of our men never knew their mother or their father had lost a parent to either drug overdose or murder. So just some crazy statistics that we've kind of, looked at over the years. We have about 60% of our folks have no high school diploma or GED. 85% of them do not have a driver's license. And most all of them have some sort of a addiction issue. So our services, we provide services, really from anywhere, as long as you can get to Dothan, we'll take you. We've had folks from all over the Southeast come. We do have some court referrals and things like that. But as far as referrals, we It's real. We get referrals from all different agencies, individuals, and the way we do it is online. You go to our online, thearcdothan.org, and you can actually fill out an application there online, and then we go through an interview process to get individuals into our program. So if there was an agency that wanted to refer, you could certainly call us, and we could get that set up for either men or women. So trying to see here. If there's anything on that process. We do not allow narcotics, in our facility. Any narcotics are not allowed. Other than that, I think that's a pretty good overview. I don't know. Or do we do questions now, or is any questions now, or?
I see someone had put in the chat, do you accept 18-year-olds?
Yes, that's going to be the minimum age that we will accept would be 18-year-olds. And we do not accept families. We only accept individuals, whether they're men or women. And of course, they're not housed together, but we do not, we're not able to accept children at this time. So we have some projects that we're looking at maybe in the future to be able to maybe bring in families. But at this time, we just do not, have the facilities. Is there any other questions? Or our program it costs nothing, where there's no application fee. It doesn't cost anything to be in our program. Once you're accepted, we'll just bring you in, provide for all the needs. We once someone is employed, kind of break it down. We have the first. We break it down into tiers. So the first tier we call tier 0. Everything's based on our class. We have a 16-week class that we have our residents go through. So tier 0 would be before you start class. Then then the next 16 weeks would be a tier 1. So tier 1s and tier 0s are not allowed to gain employment. They're very restricted to the facility. They have restricted visitations, restricted phone calls. And then once they graduate that class, then they are considered a tier 2 once they gain employment. Once they gain employment, then of course they have a lot more freedom to come and go. They're able to get their cell phones and different things like that, social media, and then we kind of just they're able to go on home passes and those type things and different visits, and then once they graduate, if they want to stay, we consider those tier 3. It is a 12-month program. And so in order to graduate our program, you'd have to complete the 12 months. But it doesn't cost anything. Now, once they gain employment, there is a cost. It's $432 a month. That's for room and board. They move out of a dorm into a private room. And then again, we have about 25 apartments. They're like studio apartments. And we're really close to having those completed. Once those are completed, then that would be an aftercare, someone that would be able to stay there even longer in those transitional apartments. And the goal there too is also to take residents from other treatment programs or recovery programs that may not have aftercare. Our goal is to be able to, someone who needs a little bit of structure, don't really feel comfortable being 100% on their own and needs a little bit of accountability, then we would want to bring people from other agencies that have, completed their programs into that aftercare, so that, they would give them another 6 months to a year to 18 months or whatever they need, to feel confident that they can, transition back into the world and successfully. So, any other questions?
If anyone has any other questions, they can ask them now. Put them in the chat and I can ask them. All right. Thank you, Jeff.
All right, thank you. I
Um,
appreciate the opportunity.
yes. So we will go ahead and move on. We will hear from ALR Hope now.
Hi, I'm Anna Gaston. I'm the program director at ALR Hope. We are a sober living recovery residence environment. We provide services and supports, mostly structure and accountability through phase systems to women. We're located in Hoover, Alabama. We also have men's locations in Mobile, Pensacola, Prattville, and Bessemer, Alabama. We've had referrals from different treatment centers all over the country. So we are able to provide services to really any individual that's in need. Our program is 12-step based. But when people come in, they start as a phase one. So what we do is we kind of see there's a lot of structure and accountability. The individual, I will meet with them and see kind of what those needs are. From there, we require primary care appointments. If they don't have health insurance, we help them access, things like resources in the community. We work with different organizations and nonprofits to make sure that their barriers are overcome when it comes to those basic level needs of housing here, accessing food, but also healthcare, medication management. We don't have any providers on site. But again, we're assisting those individual needs with figuring out what resources can best help them meet their goals in recovery. Within the first phase, they're accessing a 12-step sponsor. They're required to go to a 12-step meeting daily. But we kind of look at it as a mind, body, and spirit. So not only are they working a 12-step program and we're kind of monitoring, are they meeting with a sponsor weekly? Are they calling them daily? But also, I do one-on-one meetings with individuals to make sure that if there's anything that they need in terms of, um, let's see, like family support as well, with reconnecting. I think it's a lot of stuff that we've done in terms of seeing that maybe the disease of addiction creates disconnection in people's worlds. So we try to access all of these things so that they're getting their medical care, they're able to access their medications. We require that they find employment. We assist with job readiness, budgeting skills. I'm working with the court systems as well to send CROs or probation officers, whatever judicial system. They're sending monthly reports to them. We do drug screening with residents weekly. It's random drug screens. All of our staff members are in recovery as well. So they're able to assist the resident in early recovery with, understanding and try to help them navigate through, whatever those needs are. Trying to think of what else. In terms of referrals, we have an admission coordinator. Her name is Dallas Kay. And we do have a website as well. There's not an application for the website, but it's at www.alrhope.com. And so on that website, you can access any of our locations and the admissions for that. She'll do an interview with any potential residents and make sure that we're able to meet their needs. And really, our community now, we have 6 apartments. There's 4 women in each apartment, but we're also building a location in McCalla, Alabama, that'll service 50 women. So new cottages. We're excited to do that because those facilities will allow us to have like a community garden and then bring more meetings on site. It'll have a rec center as well. We're currently in an apartment complex right now. So the 24 women that we have are able to access like the pool. And then they also have a gym facility on site as well. We have a van where we transport people back and forth to meetings, doctor's appointments, therapeutic services. Um, One of the big things we require as well is biweekly that they are seeing a licensed professional counselor to kind of help work through. A lot of people come in with grief and trauma and really getting to the root of what's causing some of the using behavior with triggers or, past experiences that may be showing up in a present circumstance. So I think 19 years old is the minimum age that we accept. That's what I looked at on the website, and it says I'm not involved with admissions. I just take over from when Dallas sends somebody our way. And then again, there's no age limit on that. I think right now our community, the youngest we have is 20. And then we have a 68-year-old as well. So a very eclectic mix, but all have the common, binding factor of working together as a community towards a common goal of finding and establishing a foundation for lasting recovery. We are certified through the Alabama Alliance of Recovery Residences. We've been certified since 2022. I think that's it. I feel like I've just talked for 30 minutes, but when you get up here, it's been like 5. And I hope I hit everything. I know it's a lot of information for a short amount of time, but if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer those. Or
Yes, anyone can ask any questions now, put them in the chat, either or.
I did also forget we've also worked with licensing boards for professionals, so lawyers or doctors or nurses that are coming into recovery and have to do monitoring through professional boards. We've worked closely with them to make sure that they're successful, meeting their requirements through that. Um, and whichever their board of nursing or medical board advocate is. And then each resident, once they move through the phase systems, there's goals to meet as they move through phase systems, and those are all outlined in our resident handbook and online as well. But I'm meeting at 5 months. We're sitting down and we're talking about either safe home plans. What does a completion look like? How can we be helpful with setting them up for success on the next part of their journey? And then we have a step down program that's kind of a bridge between the main program and if people aren't ready yet to start the next part of their journey. We have a phase 4 that's cheaper rent and allows them to take on not like a leadership role in the community and be helpful in that, but does not have quite as many requirements. Our fees are $250 a week. Admission fee is $600. The phase 4 is $785 a month. And when we move to the new location, I've been told that those fees will stay the same. So.
Perfect, thank you.
You're
If
welcome.
anyone
Thank you,
has any
guys.
questions, they can put it in the chat now or ask them. All right, so we will go ahead and move forward with our last agency. So we're going to hear from Rural Addiction Prevention.
Hi, I'm Michael Respento, and I'm here with Anna Harris as well from Rural Addiction Prevention. I put together a slideshow. Is there any way I could share? You give me permission to share my screen real quick?
One second. It's fine, Fiona. All right, it should give you access
There
then.
we go. Let me just. Can everybody see it?
Yes.
Okay. So hi, I'm Michael Respento, and we're Rural Addiction Prevention. We are also known as RAP. Our mission is to help rural Alabama communities identify and prevent substance use disorder through education, advocacy, and community engagement. our whoops, Zoom messed me up. I apologize. Basically the services we provide currently is addiction prevention and school programming. We focus on using evidence-based trainings in both elementary and the middle school levels. For the elementary schools, we implement emotional ABCs, which is behavioral health focused, and that goes from kindergarten through second grade. Also, oh, Zoom messed me up again. I'm sorry. For the middle school, we implement Keeping It Real, which we present to the middle schoolers through community health workers. There's two different methods. Either we have the community health worker come in and teach a full 8-week program, or the school opts for the community health worker to come in and do a 1-hour presentation. Currently, we also have a mental health first aid certified trainer who goes out into the rural communities and goes to the first responders and does mental health trainings and stigma trainings, specifically with the EMS and firefighters, as well as a prevention specialist who teaches a strengthening families program. It's an evidence-based parenting skill program with child social skills, family life skills, and it's specifically designed for high-risk families. Then currently, we operate in 11 counties: Cherokee, DeKalb, Jackson, Marshall, Tallapoosa, Randolph, Elmore, Pike, Macon, Bullock, Crenshaw. And we were established in 2019. Sorry if I'm going a little fast or anything. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask or anything. But our best practices that we've encountered is we act as a resource guide in the counties that we serve. We ensure that we have full and up-to-date information and resources to give to anyone that needs help. So just because you're not in our specific 11 counties, we reach out to anyone who wants services and access to those services local to them. But this not only includes treatment and recovery resources, but just healthcare, access to food, jobs, childcare. And we work closely with Kobe Clinic and FQHCs that all have MAT locations in those 11 counties that I stated previously. And I think that was really about it. If anyone had any questions.
You can either put them in the chat or just say them. Either or works. All right, thank you, Michael. So go ahead and wrap it up. So thank you for joining. We hope you were able to learn something new about a resource available to you in Alabama for treatment and recovery. Please join us on October 2nd for our next virtual meeting and have a great day. Thank you, everyone.